Okay, what's up, guys? My name is TMossBoss, and I wanted to let you guys know about Anchor. Anchor is an app that you can download to record your podcast in the easiest way ever. Like, it doesn't require a whole lot to know. Like, you just pretty much press record and you just start doing your podcast and stuff. I don't know what you plan on doing, but you plan on doing something. That's why you're here. So, yeah, download Anchor, or you could go to their website, anchor.fm, and yeah, you could do it straight from your computer too. So yeah, it's easy. They distribute everything to they distribute your podcast to every streaming services like out there, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere. Okay, and then you can monetize it, so you're making money off of what you love doing. All right, so people, make sure you do it. Make sure you download Anchor, or you go to their website, anchor.fm. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for listening. Peace. Okay, what's up, guys? Welcome to the season finale of the TMossBoss show, wrapping up season 2. And I'm going to talk about Nicki Minaj mainly, but I guess I'll mention Joe Budden since he was there too. But yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody was listening to the podcast, the Joe Budden's podcast, Queen Radio, and just seeing how everything was going on between the two parties and stuff. But I have not seen Nicki Minaj's podcast where it featured Joe Budden's. I listened to Joe Budden's podcast. And I pretty much got to the parts that needed to be discussed and things. But overall, with Joe Budden and what he says and things, that's just what I feel like Joe Budden just says or does. If people find it rude, I guess, because people I don't know, I feel like that's just overall how Joe Budden was raised. What he says to people, that's probably things that's happened to him. So how he comes off, that's probably how people came off as him. And it got him to a point in his life where he felt successful. So he feels like that's, what overall, people, what they need. Joe Budden is a coach. That's how I see him. I see Joe Budden as a coach, and he's just guiding his team to success. But overall, if they do different plays, different routes, and they're not being successful, then he's probably, he might come off as a little rude, all right? But other than that, I see Joe Budden as a coach. I see him as a person that's just guiding people to success, all right? Guiding his team to success, all right? If anything, he might not be like that active coach. He might be like that retired coach. I wouldn't really say that he's retired from the stuff that he does, but overall, I just see him as that coach where he's trying to give everybody, advice, everybody a successful route in life and things. But if just that personality a coach has, where it's if they say some rude things or if they get on you, if they cuss you out and stuff, that's just overall, that's how he was raised, and that's how he became successful. That's how he won championships and all that. I'm still trying to blend in the example, but also come back to reality and stuff. But anyways, yeah, Joe Budden, I see him as a coach figure, which is good, because people probably need some coaches in life. And Nicki Minaj, on the other hand, no disrespect to Nicki Minaj, but I just don't know how to feel about her. I really don't know how to feel about her. I don't know if it's a trolling aspect, or she's just really dramatic. I don't know, because me coming from a YouTube platform, and you see a lot of different YouTubers play that dramatic role and stuff, the one girl, Trisha Paytas. I feel that's her and Nicki Minaj, they seem like the type that would probably be good friends because of how they act, and overall, if it makes them money and stuff, they'd be good for each other and what they do and things. But overall, that would probably be my best comparison between the two, because you see nothing, you'll see them doing their thing, and they probably do they do more of their thing than the dramatic stuff. But when they do the dramatic stuff, they trying to get a 5-star rating. And so that's almost I think, yeah, when I remember when Nicki Minaj was crying about the motorsports like video or song and stuff, and Cardi B was on there. Now I haven't really. I just know that both Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, they don't see eye to eye. They beef. Cardi B got elbowed across the head. Nicki Minaj got a shoe thrown at her. Something had happened between the two. I don't know exactly what, but something. Maybe it had to been something that I missed. It overall had to been something that I had missed. But just seeing like, I don't know, seeing like previous beefs with Nicki Minaj and stuff, like it just seems like that she has to be saying or doing something to where other people might have a worse reaction, or she, you know, if they don't, now I feel like that's when that dramatic role comes in and stuff. But overall, like, I know it was like with the Travis Scott situation, you know, that's where I'm all like, okay, she's just a dramatic person, you know, she, I don't know, like a victim card player or something. But overall, it's like with that Travis Scott situation when she was like getting on him because she claimed that he used his baby and like other stuff that came with his album to promote his album. And it's like, no, he's just a really talented artist and made a really good album, and that's how that album became #1. I don't understand why like older artists think that they're entitled to get like the #1 spot on billboards, because that was just like the same situation with DJ Khaled and Tyler the Creator. Like DJ Khaled, you've had numerous Billboard chart like songs and stuff. Now, how many has Tyler the Creator have? Like, he might have had some, but I feel like it not as much as DJ Khaled. So like that's the same with Nicki Minaj and Travis Scott. Nicki Minaj, you've been in the business for some time now. I think you've been in here longer than Travis Scott. It's Travis Scott's turn. If he has the better album, he has the better album. But to trip about it or to use every excuse on why his album did good, no. Like, no. If your album is, like, my thing is, if I put in a lot of work, you know, for my album, I'm going to embrace any number my album or song or whatever it makes on the billboards. So if it was #2 and another artist's was #1, I'm like, yo, I'm the second artist that's like on the Billboard charts. Like, I'm in the hot, like, I'm like what they like, the hot 10, hot, like, or the top 10, whatever they calling it things. Overall, like, I'm numbered, like, if I'm #2, I'm #2, but people are gonna see my name next to his name. So like, it's, yeah, like, I feel like, you know, people notice the second place people, they notice the third place people. Overall, they just notice when a person makes it into the billboards. You know, it's just, I guess it depends on how long it's going to last there. I feel like nowadays that's how long, or like that's where it's like, wait, what really matters. So like, if their albums are on there till this day and it's outdoing like other albums that's coming out, that's the goal. It ain't about the number. Like, I mean, I guess it is about the number and things, but it overall, like, how long it stays on the billboard. So it could be #1, #10, 15, 22. It could be any number. But if it's on there for like weeks, like, I feel like that the goal with artists is you need to make that album that's on Billboard charts for like years. Like, everybody, it has people that don't even listen to your genre, like the genre that you made that like album for. It needs to be on there for years, like, gets people attracted to that genre. Like, I feel like that's the goal with artists. That needs to be the goal with artists. I don't know how it is with artists. Me, I would consider, I don't know, I would consider myself a music artist. But like the numbers and all that stuff, I guess, like, yeah, maybe like the number of views that it gets or the number of plays that it gets, like that's, I feel like, what means the most to me. But I wouldn't really consider myself like a big artist like Nicki Minaj or Travis Scott or any other artists out there, you know. I wouldn't put myself that high. But the fact that the song that I did upload, it got 100 views, or it got 1,000 views, or 20,000 views and things. The fact that a song that I created got that many views, I guess I'm just that point in time in my life where if it gets anything, I'm going to be happy about it. You know, if my song makes it on the billboards, I'm going to be happy about that too. So I don't know, I guess I just maybe overall see things differently than Nicki Minaj. But to like get on him or to say he used this and used that and it wasn't his creativity and talent that got his album to #1, I feel like that's just disrespectful to that artist. You know, so it's like overall, like, yeah, you just have to like accept wherever your album is at and accept wherever his album is at. You know, I don't know if she beefs with Travis Scott, but that's like doing stuff like that. That's not cool. And then even when I know that there's like another situation with her where with Meek Mill when he went to jail and things like that. Not the first time. Well, no, I'm like the time where he went to jail, like right after their breakup and things. And she did like some like sub tweet like talking about don't drop the soap or some stuff like that. That's just low. Like that gives people that illusion that you beef with people. You're the one that starts the drama with people. So it's like with this like whole Joe Budden situation, like come on now. Like, who really, like, I mean, yeah, Joe Budden, he might have said what he said, but that's overall just his character. Usually, I'm like, and I'm not saying, like, you know, don't defend yourself, but if that's the person's character, you just gotta accept it. And I'm gonna bring up this example, right? Because there's this YouTuber that I used to follow him, but he goes by the name I Hate Everything. Now, that's his character. He's supposed to hate everything. That's what he displays on there. So he made a video titled I Hate Reaction Videos. And I make reaction videos. For those that don't follow me on YouTube, I make reaction videos. But I sat down and I watched this video on why he hates reaction videos. Now overall, didn't see it as something that was going to stop me from making reaction videos. But I watched that video and I found it entertaining. That's a video I can even watch till this day because it was a good video. See, and I don't know that that's maybe like just the different respect levels that me and Nicki Minaj has, but I seen what a person said about something that I do, and I was like, you know what? That was a good video. He made a follow-up video, and I think he even made another video after that, and I found all of those videos good. He's even done videos about video games that I like or that I love that he hates. Now, the question is though, does he overall, like, does he really hate these things? Or is that just, like, the creative idea that he used for YouTube? You never know. But either way, like, if he really does hate this stuff, that's his character. So if I do get involved in any conversations or any stuff that he brings up, then I'm like, okay, well, that's his character. I have to accept that. You know what? Do your thing, man. Like that's overall you eating good tonight. So I feel like that's really the only thing that matters. But yeah, it's like for me to snap on him because in a lot of people that did do reaction videos, they snapped on him. They hated the fact that he uploaded that video. People was reacting to that video and they was just like, oh, this is stupid. Like, this guy's a hater and this and that, blah, blah. Like, no, but it's like, that's who he is. Like, I don't know, me, I seen beyond like that video. I seen like overall like what he was doing and like the whole reason for the video, and I was like, oh, okay, well, it makes sense. Like, it only makes sense. All right, so if he does hate reaction videos, and I'm like, okay, well, there's videos out there that I don't like, that I don't really care for and things. And, you know, you just gotta deal with it. Overall, like, he's dealing with it. It ain't like the man's still making videos about reaction videos till this day. Who knows? He might have made I Hate Reaction Videos 2019 or something. It'll be good. It'll be something to check out and things. But, yeah, overall, like, I'm just like, I'm not gonna get on this man about it. You know, I'm not gonna scream, throw tantrums, cry, and do all this other extra stuff. Like, that's like what Nicki Minaj, like, what she does. So that's what I'm saying. Like, she's a very, very dramatic person. You know, and I don't overall know if that's like for jokes, because I don't know, when she did that song with 6ix9ine, and we all know how that how 6ix9ine is, and I'm like, okay, well, it like, you see that, then it's just like, then you see the character she displays and things, I'm like, boom. Like, I mean, 6ix9ine has a different way of like trolling people and acting on the internet, but I feel like it comes from the same like background and same group. So yeah, overall, like, yeah, it's with Nicki Minaj. Like, I no disrespect to her or anything, but like, yeah, you just a very dramatic person. And I don't know, I don't want to be the one to tell her to work on that and things, but like, I don't know. Like, if somebody says some things about you and you know you're gonna throw tantrums and cry and scream over it, like, disappear. Like, I'm not necessarily like just go away, but I'm just saying, like, just from that spotlight that person's trying to put you in, disappear from it. Don't even be put in that spotlight. Avoid that spotlight at all costs. Overall, ignore it. Because if it's gonna get you like that, then yeah, just ignore it. Like, I'm like, you know, put myself in a situation where I've dealt with hate, I've dealt with trolls and stuff, I dealt with things people have said about me. I defend myself, but I don't cry, I don't scream, I use my words. You know, and I feel like, I don't know, she uses her words too, but I feel like they coming off a little bit too strong. But overall, like, yeah, you gotta use your words. Like, you know, you can't, like, and I don't know, with all of the situations that I've been in, the only emotion that I have to say that I've really shown, like, yeah, I might have been annoyed in some situations, but I overall laughed. I laughed about them all. Situation I'm currently in right now, I got like a bunch of like 9 to 12-year-old kids attacking every video that I upload. I laugh about that. Why? Because it's stupid. It's just, to me, like, it's just a dumb thing to be doing. Like, you 9 to 12 years old, like, you're a kid. You shouldn't be worried about what anybody else is doing on the internet. You should just be having fun with your life. You should be overall being a kid. Go outside, ride your bikes with your friends, do something, I don't know, but, like, hating on a YouTuber, like, it's like that throughout, and the fact that, like, the hate that I've been getting, like, from this group, it's been going on for, like, 3 years now. So, like, when I see this, I'm like, you guys have passed up, like, winter breaks, summer breaks, spring breaks, you passed up, like, all these breaks, days off from school. You know, you could have been out hanging with your friends, like countless weekends, like just days in general, 3 years. All of those days wasted. And you wasted it on hating on me or trolling me. Either way, I'm like, y'all are wasting your time. Like, I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. And I know, like I think overall, like, I think Nicki Minaj was trying to, like, say something like that. Like, people was, like, bullying her or something like that and things. And it's like, you just gotta, I don't know, overall, like, you just gotta, like, see past that and stuff. Because it's like, people are gonna bully you, people are gonna say things about you. You just gotta see past it, or show no emotion. Or if you are gonna show an emotion, laugh about it. But I just feel like with her, like, there ain't no, like, her emotion is just being dramatic. She's gonna be, like, super dramatic about stuff. Even though I feel like in that little fight that she had with Cardi B, well, it wasn't even a fight, but I feel like she had to have been acting dramatic in that. And then it was like this situation, I remember it was like when the start of her career, she was beefing with Mariah Carey. Now I was like, okay, maybe with that situation, maybe Mariah Carey was just all like, I'm better than you, you ain't gonna be saying things to me and things, and if you want to say anything to me, you're gonna have to shoot me a text message. I don't know what necessarily happened with that situation, it's been years, but I just know that she was like acting like, you know, like all hyper and stuff and like act like yelling and screaming at things with Mariah Carey. And I'm like, showing that character, like maybe, and let it, you know, to sit down and think about it. Like after that, people was just like, oh, it's just easy to get something out of her. It's just easy to get a reaction out of her. To have that like on my resume, Nicki Minaj screamed and threw a fit over something that I had said. Oh yeah, like let me sit down, right? And then plus if you're dealing with artists and rappers and, you know, people that sit down, they take the time to write out stuff, because it's like the people that go around beefing with other people, do you necessarily think that they just writing raps or rhymes and stuff? No, they have to be writing up plans, playbooks, stuff that's going to overall get them to a higher position that they're at. So that's why I'm like, with Nicki Minaj, like, you displayed this character. People see this character, and if they like you, they're not going to want to see that character. They're going to do everything. They're going to make a feature with you or a song with you, and they're going to keep it going. But if they don't like you, they're going to lure you in the trap. And I feel like overall, like, that's, you know, she ain't been lured into so many traps. Like, now people just see you as that dramatic artist. Like, yeah, you know, you make some hits here and there and stuff. But overall, like, yeah, people, they just see you as that dramatic person. So I'm like, it's just messed up that has to like be like that. But that's what I'm seeing out of this whole situation. Like, throughout her career, like I said, she's had hits. She's made some good music that I've listened to, music that I was just all like, she's going places. Like, yeah, Nicki Minaj, the name, that's gonna be a name that everybody remembers. But overall, we're gonna remember the crazy stuff that was going on. We're gonna remember you yelling and screaming and crying and, you know, throwing tantrums and having fits and all these other things that you did. That's stuff that we're gonna remember. And we might remember that more than we remember a lyric in your song. And that's just the messed up part about it. Like, it shouldn't even be like that, you know? It should not be like that. So that's on like when I see this situation happen with her and with other artists and just like with people in general, like cause like just like even being on the YouTube platform and seeing that with people where it's like they'll get crazy and start screaming and start yelling and stuff. I'm like, man, unless you're doing this for entertainment purposes or something, then I'm like, okay, bet, like dude, make your money, you know, but and entertain people too. But if you doing this to like, I don't know, like to overall like seek out attention or something, like even when people are entertaining, like I don't know, I guess like there's two different ways. Like if you doing this but overall don't mean anything behind it, like you're just acting, okay, then you know, then that's just what you're doing. But if you being serious about it, then I'm like, no, you gotta stop that, because now people are just gonna be doing that stuff to just be messing with you. So that's I'm all like, yeah, with Nicki Minaj, it's all like, I don't know, she's overall like dug herself in a hole, and I feel like that maybe at some point in time she can get out of it. I feel like maybe like later on in her life where people are like, I don't know, people probably do look up to her right now, but I feel like when it's like later on in her life when she's up there with like other, you know, women artists and things that's made a name for themselves, and they're like like I don't even want to like really say like up there in age, because you know you ain't supposed to talk about a woman's age and stuff, but I'm just saying like when she's at that point in time in her life, in her career, where she's set. Like I mean, I like overall, like, you know, she's still making music, she's probably already set and things, but I feel like when she's like set, when she doesn't have to make music, when she could just set her home, relax, be retired and things, you know, then that's when I feel like that people shouldn't like remember that. People need to overall like remember something good from you and things. So that's why I'm like, what artists is like, don't be that person. Do not be that person. Overall, come out with anything and everything that can erase that, where nobody remembers that. And I don't know, like that's where I'm like with her, I'm like, you gotta go far and beyond with it. Like you can't, like, I know like right now she's like maybe at the halfway point in her career and stuff, but you gotta use the like time that you do have, because it's like that, like life can go by so quick. Like people need to understand that life can go by so quick, and if you spend it wasting it like just crying on the internet and things, people like that's you don't want people to like know that about you, because there's so many people, they go out like that. That's how they go out. And nobody should ever go out like that, especially a Nicki Minaj, especially her. Because I'm like, no, you're one of the biggest artists of our time. Like, you're, no. I'm gonna like rephrase that. You're one of the biggest, like, or not even that. You're probably the biggest women, like artists, and like just like the like women rap and all of that and things. But you're the like biggest of our time. So for you to like display this character where you're crying and screaming and stuff, like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. You could go, like, you could be so much more better than that. And I don't know, like, listening to me, I'm a 23-year-old man, like, and it's just like, and I hadn't really even made a name for myself and things, but this is just stuff that I've noticed. You know, I pay attention a lot to the media, to artists, the actors and stuff, and how they overall act, because I'm like, I don't want to end up that same way. I don't want to end up being like one of those like cracked out child actors. I'm not saying all child actors are cracked out, but I'm not trying to be one of those like crazy child actors today, or, you know, a crazy actor, or just anybody that loses their mind. You know, I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen to her. I don't want that to happen to me. I don't want that to happen to anybody. I want them to overall see the full potential of their career. And for them to do that, like, you gotta put in the work for it. I'm not saying she hasn't put in the work for it, but I'm just saying the time that you spent crying and throwing tantrums and all that stuff, like today for an example, or even like I think yesterday when her podcast was like, you know, on and stuff, or, you know, she had Joe Budden and things on there, and then today with her being on Joe Budden's podcast, like the time you spent throwing shade, the time you spent screaming at Joe Budden or Rory or anybody else and things, like, no, that was a waste of time. That was seriously a waste of time. And the fact that your name was trending because of, you know, you yelling and stuff on this podcast, like, that should have been a time of you writing your next song or making your next album, you know, overall doing something that's going to improve your career, and not have everybody looking at you all like, oh, well, dang, Like what's going on with her and things. Let's see what's going on with her, and overall just like entertain this matter. Like entertain, like, you know, and it's like leading you into trap and things where you shouldn't be like that. I feel like that's how people probably develop like issues going on with them, where they might have like panic attacks and anxiety and stuff. Like it's stuff where people, they lead you into these traps and things, and it's just like a PTSD type thing where it's like that just like remains in your mind and sticks in your head, and the next time it happens it's gonna probably be even worse, and it's gonna lead you into something where you shouldn't even be in. So I don't know, that's overall just how I feel about it. But you guys let me know what you how you feel about that stuff. But yeah, it's like, well, artists, man, like it shouldn't be like that. Like that's why, like when I see like artists beef with each other and things, it trips me out. I'm like, man, like y'all are like, I mean, it's good, I guess. Like I guess it's good if y'all are like making music. You know, if y'all are beefing and things, then it's like make the music. Like it's artists like Azalea Banks. That's one artist where I'm like, you know what, with her, you ain't even. I'm sorry to all the Azalea Banks fans out there. I just don't consider her a music artist. I don't. She's might have made music, but does that like that just? I feel like overall, like her main job is the beef with people online, startup drama. You know, look how she acted on Nick Cannon's show, Wild and Out. And I'm like, you mean to tell that's a music artist? When a music artist goes on that show, it's like if they're gonna be spending their time on there, they're gonna do something where it entertains people. It opens up doors and opportunities for them. If you out there doing the same thing you usually doing, and that's like, yeah, then beefing with people and things, you know, that's she is not a music artist. I remember when it was like the last time I was paying attention to one of her beefs, and she was beefing with Lana Del Rey. Lana Del Rey. I couldn't even imagine if somebody were to tell me that Lana Del Rey is gonna beef at some point in time in her career. I'm like, no, she's not. That girl, like, my thing is, it's like, I don't know. I just don't really see singers beefing with people. You know, that's why it still surprises me to this day with Mariah Carey and Eminem. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Like, that's like, wait a minute. There's like stuff like that. People, they tell me that. I'm like, yeah, right. Like, you tell that to somebody else, but I ain't gonna believe that. But no, like, Azalea Banks had beef with Lana Del Rey over some, like, I guess, like, it had to have been, like, some, like, friend issue or something. Like, one didn't consider the other one more as a friend or something like that. I don't know. It was overall just something dumb. It was a waste of time. And I'm like, Azalea Banks, like, what are you doing? I looked out, I was just like, and I remember I looked up her, like, last hits or all that stuff, and it was, like, stuff that was, like, what hits? Like, I searched up, I was like, Azalea Banks hits. It said, what hits? That girl ain't had no hits. Like, I'm like, man, and that's like, it's messed up that it's like that, where it's like, if you search this girl's name up, it's just her beefing. That's it. Like, nothing like promoting her music or any of that stuff. It's just talking about her beefing. And it was just like, it ain't even with the situation with 6ix9ine, and that man was beefing with everybody in the industry and things. I don't know, I think overall people took him serious, but come on, really? Rapper's name is Tekashi 6ix9ine. He has the number 69 tattooed all across his body. He has rainbow colored hair, which means one side's red, the other side's orange, the other side's yellow, the other side's green, blue, purple. Like, this, you look at this man and you see beef, you see drama from him. That's why I'm like, are y'all serious? Like, and it was like, there was quite a few rappers too where it was like they were beefing. I know YG, he beefed with them. I'm like, YG, like, come on, bruh. Like, that's, no. You can't compare an artist like YG, like this man's an actual gang member, to Tekashi 6ix9ine. Like, no, I'm sorry, that's just not a comparison, okay? YG, like, I feel him with him, he's an actual gang member. That's somebody that I see, I'm like, you know what, bro, let's be friends. Let's talk about this real quick. Hold up, before you do anything, let's talk about this real quick, alright? Well, with 6ix9ine, I'm like, okay, I don't know whether I should take you serious or let's write like a kid's book with each other or something. Like, you like that, like, I don't know, like, I see him and I see, like, overall, when I seen 6ix9ine, when I seen Tekashi 6ix9ine, he seems like a movie character to me. Like, he just seems like an actor that's just like really, you know, he's playing a good act, you know, and he's like, what, he beefed with YG, Chief Keef, I think there's like Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace to him. He said some things about 6ix9ine before he passed. What other artists is? There's like quite a few artists that just didn't like 6ix9ine and stuff. But 6ix9ine was making some hits, you know, before he got sent to prison and stuff. He was making some hits. Like that's the crazy thing about it and stuff. And I know everybody's all like, you know, you calling him a snitch and things. Let's talk about that. Overall, like, yeah, this gonna probably be one of my best like episodes and things. And I'm gonna be talking about a bunch of different stuff. But anyways, when they were calling him a snitch, and just in the situation that he was in too, you have to think about it. Cause I know I would have snitched. I'm letting y'all know right now, in the situation that 6ix9ine was in, I would have snitched today, tomorrow, yesterday, the day before. I would have snitched every single day of the week. Whatever I had in my mind. That scene from the Goonies when he was all like, he was naming off all this stuff he did from when he was like 5 years old, that would have been me. I'm saying, because they said, alright, 6ix9ine. So, for those that are not aware of this situation, so the rapper Tekashi 6ix9ine, along with some people that he was affiliated with, they all got arrested on racketeering charges. Now, at some point in time, somebody was going to say something, alright? Tekashi 6ix9ine, he was that somebody that was going to say something. So, he went back and he told like everybody pretty much like what happened and things. He pretty much had like a chunk situation from the Goonies. But no, he said that these guys slept with his baby moms, kidnapped, and I remember there was a point in time in 6ix9ine's career where he got kidnapped and he had to like jump out of the car and run down the street away from these guys. Those were those guys. The guys that he got arrested with, those were those guys. And then the day, I remember he was on the Breakfast Club, that radio show, and he fired all those guys. He was just all like, you know, I'm done with them. I'm solo. I ain't gonna work with them. I ain't gonna affiliate myself with them anymore. Like, he just straight up just dropped them. And they said in their words that they were gonna violate him, which pretty much means they're gonna like hurt him badly or probably kill him. You know, 3 strikes. Like, people, if you don't know me and I said this, I'm gonna say it again. I give things the 3 strike rule. They slept with his baby moms, kidnapped him, and then talking about they were going to violate him, which means that they were going to hurt him or kill him. 3 strikes, you out. You out. You out. You out. You out. I don't care what anybody says. You out. You saying stuff like that? Come on now. What do you expect me to do? I'm supposed to... Then that's the thing. People talking about, oh, you supposed to stick to the code. Not in a situation like that, where they pretty much got affected and like they were sitting there like affecting themselves or infecting themselves with every single part of my life. Like, no, no. They ain't got involved with my money, with my music, with my personal life. No. I'm like, I definitely wouldn't just let some guys like that slide. So that's why I'm all like, yeah, if I go out as a snitch, then that's just how I go out. That's just how I'm gonna go out. And people, they can say whatever they want. But I'm saying, if these are like some people that I call friends, people that I trusted, and then that trust was just lost, I'm mad at that point. I'm angry. I want to do everything that I possibly can to get back at them. So that's why I'm like, yeah, with people saying that he's a snitch and things, kudos to him. He stood up for himself. This whole code stuff, like, I'm like, that stuff is out the window at that point. And I know anybody in a situation like that, they would have done the same thing. Maybe they want to be actual gangsters and stuff and want to take out people and kill people and things. But me, I'm like, nah. I'm more of a suffering person. I want a person to suffer. So yeah, with that situation where where they all get arrested and they might get sentenced to life in prison and things, well, they brought it on themselves. They shouldn't have been out here. They shouldn't have been out there doing stuff like that, because that's just messed up. That's supposed to be your friend, and that's how you guys treat your friends. They all don't need to be out in the public making any more friends. So that's what I'm like, because the thing is, the people that are saying like, oh, he snitched and things. So let's say if he didn't snitch, and they got out, and maybe 6ix9ine would have been in prison for the rest of his life or something. They get out. Who knows? They're going to find somebody else to do this same exact thing with. And then they just going around terrorizing people. So that's all I'm all like, people need to see beyond that whole snitching and the code and all that stuff. You guys need to see the real thing behind this. These guys get out, it ain't like that it's going to stop. oh, because they that one time where they faced some charges, they're gonna most likely become rappers themselves if they're not already, and they're gonna rap about this stuff, and they're gonna go out and do the same thing all over again. Because there's going to be somebody that wasn't following this situation and didn't know who they were. And then once when it happens to them, then they go start seeing like the background history with these guys. It's like, what is that person going to do? They can't do anything about it. So that's all like, yeah, they if they do get life in prison, then they do. But what was really crazy, and I know a lot of people, they're going to probably be there's like, cause it's kind of old now, but no, that today they just uploaded his mugshot. TK47, man, when everybody was saying free TK for the longest too. I thought that man was gonna get out. I thought he was. I mean, he is, but that man gonna be like, they did the math. That man gonna be 78 years old when he gets out, cause he's like 20, I think now. And well, no, wait, let's do the math, cause if he gets 55 years. I'm like sitting there. I look like that one that GIF photo. And the one girl, she was looking, and it was like all the math was going on around her head. That's what I was looking like right now. But no, they said like he's gonna be old. He's the man gonna be old by the time he gets out. And it was like, yeah, there's 55 years in prison. Man, you talking about crying? And I'm like, if I didn't even do anything, I don't know, cause you have to think a lot of times, like with these rappers and things, like there might be some like rappers where like they're about that life. I just feel like with TK, he is about that life, because I did read about him. I think there's like both his parents are gang members and stuff. And, you know, of course, like, you know, both his parents being gang members, they're going to teach him some things. He's going to go out, get a bunch of friends, and they're going to be living reckless too. So overall, like, I don't know, maybe he did live that reckless lifestyle also, but I feel like that he overall didn't do, I mean, yeah, he did do some things, no doubt about it, he did do some things, but to pretty much get like the like a good portion of his life in prison, I don't know, I feel like overall, like, he didn't, like, I don't know, he did deserve it, because it's like if somebody lost their lives and then you went on the run and made music about it, yeah, overall, like, yeah, you deserve some form of punishment and stuff, you know. So it's like, I don't know, like, what punishment would be acceptable for TK, but I guess, like, yeah, this was the most acceptable punishment that he could possibly get, 55 years in prison, which was like, man, I did not think, I honestly thought that kid was gonna get like 5 years the most. Like, something where it's all like, okay, he's still gonna be young by the time he gets out, but this man gonna be old. Like, there's gonna probably, and the crazy thing is, gonna probably be my grandkids, right? My grandkids, they're gonna, or anybody, alright, anybody, like, most likely my grandkids, they're gonna be all like, Granddad, do you know a man named TK47? He made some music back when you were in your 20s and stuff. I'm like, you know, that name does sound familiar. That name does sound familiar. They're like, oh, well, he just got out. I'm like, TK4. Then it would have hit me. And I'm like, dang. That's something where it's like, when it does happen, when he does get out, I'm going to forget about it. I'm going to sit there, I'm going to be married, going to have kids, and my kids going to have kids and stuff. I don't forget about some stuff like that. All the stuff that's going to be happening in the 50, like, that ain't going to be something I'm going to be waiting for, like, to happen to things, like sitting there counting it down and stuff. Like, yeah, people, I got a countdown next to my bed letting me know when TK gets out, and I'm just going to keep it for the rest of my life and things. Like, I'll be like 70-something years old and be like, yep. 2 more days and he's out. Like, there are people, everybody around me ain't gonna have no idea what I'm talking about. But yeah, like, I was just like, man, with that situation, it was crazy. That's why it's like, with rappers, y'all need to stop living that high risk lifestyle, man. Like, make music. That's what you overall here for. If that's your talent, and it's sad that that was TK's talent, but he decided to use a different talent. Alright, and this is the talent that was going to lead him in the wrong. And you know what, there's probably, I feel like that might be the case with people where we do have 2 talents. We just need to know which one is going to lead us in success. You know, and so I feel like in his case, like, he had 1 negative talent and he had 1 good talent. And he used more of that negative talent than the good talent, and it caught up with him. You know, it wasn't like this had to have been the first time he did something crazy. Like, no, I think there was like he was under house arrest and stuff. So, and it was like he did some other crazy things when he was out on the run. So it was like he was doing a lot of like, you know, reckless stuff, and it caught up with him. So it's like that's why I'm all like, man, artists, they need to just stick to making music. This whole stuff where I'm like, oh, I gotta go out and shoot somebody, or I gotta go out and do this, I gotta go out and do that. Now it's like you either dying or you're getting sent to prison. And it's sad that it's like that with people. It's sad that it's like you spend... Now I know it's like the situation with XXXTentacion where, you know, he spent like a good portion of his life robbing, you know, stealing, beating people down and things. Like robbing and stealing, same thing. Alright, I didn't even catch on to what I had said at first. But yeah, robbing people, beating people down, you know, living a reckless and crazy lifestyle. Then when he changed it, that's when something crazy happened to him. And that's just like this situation. I was watching the video today on the XXXTentacion subreddit, where is this comedian Andrew Schultz, I think that's his name. I can't pronounce his last name, but anyways, he played on that TV, or he was on that TV show Guy Code on MTV and things. It was like Andrew like Schultz or something like that. I think that's how you say his last name. But anyways, he was talking about X like a year before he died. And he was like, you know, what he was saying, like, overall, it's like, it's true. Like, it's messed up that these guys, like, you know, it's like, they don't get to see their full potential and stuff. And it's like, you know, it's messed up. Like, yeah, it's just when artists, they make it so big and things. And then it just ends up, all that stuff just gets taken away from them. Like, all of it. And it's just like, you know, living a reckless lifestyle and things. Like, overall, I'm not saying that was, you know, maybe, who knows? Maybe that was the consequences of X's death, or what, or who knows? But overall, it's like, he was a young man. He didn't need to go out like that. And that's just what people out there, when they're all like, oh, I need to rob and kill. Like, no, you don't need to rob and kill. That's overall the whole point that I'm trying to make. Like, living this reckless lifestyle, it's not worth it. It is not worth it. You guys can be so much more and do so much more. But the fact that you want to rob and kill, you don't want to go out and work. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like everybody, they got a positive talent, and then they got a negative talent. If you use that negative talent, it's going to lead you in a negative place. It might look all glamorous. It might be all like positive looking, but it's not. You got to do something where it changes the world for people. Where it like people look at you about like, dang, he changed the world. Now I want to change the world. This world needs to be a place where we're not out killing each other because, oh, I want $50,000. I want a chain. I want a car. I want this. I want, like, no. It's just like, even with that situation where those guys and stuff, like, you know, what they did is messed up. They ambushed X, shot and killed them, took his money and things. I think they said they also took a chain. Like, that was messed up. And that left me in a place where I was all like, I was sitting down thinking about that. I'm like, man, that's just seriously like so sad and that's scary to, you know, be that young and lose your life. Even the situation with Nipsey Hussle, where they're all like, where if somebody says something about you, you gotta go out and kill him. Like, I think there's all like, yeah, the guy called them a snitch or something. I'm like, really? And so you decide that you're gonna take his life because he called you a snitch. Sad. And I'm like, it's just like, when you hear situations like that, it's like, man, people, they just, I don't know, like, overall, there's going to probably be people, they hear this and they see this, they don't think anything of it, because I've been saying this for years now. I've been saying this for years, where people need to stop living like a high-risk life. It ain't worth it. You got so much more to life, and you'd rather spend it by going crazy on stuff. Like, it's like, people might just think that it's all glamorous and good and fun and all that. Like, they try and be like the, like, Earth's villain or something, but it ain't worth it. It's not worth it. Because, like, to every villain, there is going to be that hero. Alright? And they're going to be the ones that take you down. And I feel like that's overall, like, just life catching up with you. You out here robbing and killing and, you know, doing reckless stuff. Like, it's, like, I ain't going to be I don't want to be the ones to say it, but just to put that idea in your head. Death or prison. You live in this negative high risk lifestyle where it ain't good for you, death or prison. But I mean, then there's like that, like there could be that hidden door where you can get out of it, because it can happen at some point in time. but it might be like I've seen it's like it's a cliff. And when like soon as you walk off of it, then there ain't no like you can't turn back. Like you know, pretty much like that. Yeah, that old saying like you made your bed, now you gotta lay in it. So it's your choice. You know, it's like if you still on that cliff, then you still can turn back around. But if you done jumped off and it's too late and you can't turn back, there might who knows, there might be a branch or something that cushions your fall. But I'm saying it's gonna be a hard fall. Alright, so anyways, yeah, but I'll talk to y'all later. I got some other things that I need to be doing. I got freaking gaming videos I need to be making. I got other videos I need to be making. But thank you for everyone that has been supporting my podcast. Freaking 100 plays, man. Like, that's crazy. That is seriously crazy. I just started this podcast a few weeks ago. So for it to already be on 100 plays, I only got like 6 people, like, that is like 6, like, I guess, like, average audiences or something like that. I don't know. But anyways, for it to get to 100 plays, that's dope. That's dope. Season 3, 100 plays, freaking like, man, it is dope, alright? So I'm saying, like, for those out there supporting, I thank you. I seriously thank you. I think now I'm gonna really start, like, focusing, probably, like, maybe sit down for a second, come up with some intro music. But I overall wanted, like, I ain't gonna, see, the thing is, if I'm gonna make some, like, fire intro music, I'm gonna make it to where it's a song. So it's like, whatever my intro music is, I'm gonna make it into a song. But, like, yeah, I ain't gonna do that to people. I hate that when, like, commercials, they be having, like, dope songs in there. Because, no, there is this one commercial that I like, and that song was, like, it sounded like it was the most heated song ever. That's a song where I could be walking down the street and be listening to it. Forget the commercial. I like the song. You know those commercials where you doing some researching, you Shazamming, you doing everything to find out what this song is called? They talking about, oh, it ain't even a real song. It's just a song for the commercial. Chance the Rapper, what he got. Now I know people probably like, oh, his songs, them commercial songs are corny. The one with Doritos. And man, that one that the first one that he had with Backstreet Boys, that was good. All right, when he remixed it, and it was sound, I'm like, that's good. But the one with Lionel Richie, that's even better. I don't care what anybody says. That song, I'm like, I hope that he turns that those 2 songs into actual songs. I mean, the Backstreet Boys one, but the one with like, no, bro, turn them into real songs. Call them guys up. Make an album, do something. I don't know, but anyways, yeah. But yeah. I'm gonna make something where it's like, no, it's a song too. So I ain't gonna do people dirty like that. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for listening or watching. Stay tuned for the next podcast. And yeah, peace.